The gentleman from Michigan is recognized for 5 minutes.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I deeply appreciate that, and my other colleagues that are on the committee allow me to sneak out of our other hearing and come here. So I just want to get this straight. We just heard that in battling our climate footprint, having regulations in conflict like this help move along in a more predictable and cheaper way, American business. There are clear rules of the road, and that your employees have become more productive as you've been trying to build your businesses. I'm just curious what your response is to that. And we can start with Ms. Richard.
Okay, so we're more productive at less cost, et cetera. I don't think regulations actually accomplish that. Let me say that we support strong health and safety regulations based on sound science that protect consumers.
And by the way, if I can just jump
sure.
in, it's kind of sad that everybody has to put this disclaimer in.
Gotcha.
Okay, you're looking at the grandson of a man who was part of the original sit-down strikes with Oldsmobile in Flint, Michigan. All right? My family is directly tied to those first needs of safety and concern for employees. We are well beyond a discussion about safety for our employees when we're talking about the EPA and DOE not getting on the same sheet of music here, and as you're dealing with your regulations. But please quickly go ahead.
So we aren't asking for regulations to be eased in regard to health and safety. We're asking for them to be worked on in partnership with industry so that they don't end up being unnecessarily burdensome and complex. A more complex program does not always compute to a better program. Understanding that nothing has changed in regard to the materials that we're delivering or that our workers are handling. It's simply more complicated. Right. And now they have to be trained. They have got a lot more training. They have to be using different systems. We've taken perfectly good printers, and I'm a huge advocate for sustainability, and we've had to throw them away. They've been obsoleted.
There's a little bit of irony there.
So nothing good has come out of this particular regulation as far as health and safety goes.
Ms. Hershowitz?
Congressman, first I would submit to you that we never would have won World War II had we had, I'll start over. Congressman, I would submit to you we never would have won World War II had we had half these regulations in place. But having said that, we are in a global marketplace. A friend of mine was recently in a foundry in China, and they were pouring molten metal without shoes. And he asked them, how can they not have on safety equipment? And the response was, there's 20 people that want that particular job. So we have to absorb that. We have to absorb.
It's an unlevel playing field.
It's a very unlevel playing field. And what we're doing is we're pushing jobs we're pushing jobs to China. We're pushing jobs to India where they don't have these regulations.
So, and Mr. Anderson, I'm assuming that hiring consultants to figure out the labyrinth of new federal regulations is not exactly viewed as job growth, correct?
No, it is not. We wear many hats in our company. I wear a lot of hats myself. It's not easy reading through 6,000 pages of regulatory rules of that stack over there.
And again, this was just February. And by the way, February, there was a federal holiday, so thank the Lord, because there would be another stack on top of here. So,
yeah, we absorb all of the costs of regulatory. So as far as reducing the costs or making us more competitive, regulations don't do that for structural concepts. And to increase energy efficiency in our product, we typically have to go to the next technical components, take it from a fluorescent light to an LED light, and have to wait for that life cycle curve for the cost to come down. And with the speed at which all this stuff is coming at us, that life cycle cost gets pushed into our product. It will come down, and it has come down, but we still have to absorb a lot of that cost in the meantime.
Mr. Chairman, coming from industrial states like Ohio and Michigan and even that little place called Indiana down below us, I think, the states and the people that come from states that build things understand what it means to have a supply chain. And I think so often these regulations don't reflect that reality, and I'm sure all three of you have dealt with that. And I know going to structural concepts, that's been expressed explicitly. It's not just good enough to have a product to use. You then have to have people that are going to manufacture it. You're then going to have people that are going to be supplying it, and you have to have critical mass on it. You have to then re-engineer all of your equipment. Is that not? And maybe just in closing, you can touch on that. And again, thank you.
Yeah, for 2017, or even the EPA, we will have to go through and look at every single refrigeration component in each of our 400, or actually probably 600 models now. That is no small chore. Machine size compartments can change. The physical cabinets inside can change dimensions, so we'll have to change the whole product structure potentially. It is not an easy task to accomplish this.
Thank you very much. Gentleman's time's expired.